Hey y'all, it's Lindsay and I want to share with you my easy meatball recipe. I love meatballs. I love them as an appetizer and they are a super quick, easy thing to have in your freezer that you can pop out anytime that you have unexpected company. Use it as an appetizer, use it as a main dish over top of some zoodles. It's fantastic that way. Use a barbecue sauce and use it on top of spaghetti squash. My friend Claire over at Crumb Fun and we were brainstorming different ideas for Thanksgiving, and we were wanting to put out some videos that would help inspire you for some trim healthy mama friendly dishes at your Thanksgiving gathering. And we talked about appetizers, and the first thing that popped in my mind was meatballs. A lot of people like to do those little smoky sausages in like grape jelly and ketchup, which sounds amazing, tastes amazing, but it's totally not friendly for trim healthy mamas. But I have my meatball recipe that is trim healthy mama friendly. It is in the S category, which means that it's high fat, low carb. And the thing I really like about my recipe is it is so basic, so basic. I try not to make them swing Italian flavored. I try not to make them swing more Mexican flavored or just any specific flavor palette. I try to keep them pretty neutral. That way they are the most versatile for me. And I'd like to show you how I made these now. To get started with this recipe, we're going to need 2 pounds of ground beef, 1/2 tablespoon of onion powder, 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, 1 tablespoon of pink Himalayan salt, about 1/4 cup of onion flakes, 1/2 cup of baking blend. I used my DIY baking blend here that I'll link in the iCards above, and 4 eggs. Now you're just gonna smush this all together. If you prefer to use a utensil to get all of these ingredients well incorporated, by all means do so. I find that I get the most consistent result whenever I just use my hands to squish everything together. It just seems to knead in really, really well for me with my hands. Once it's all mixed together, I'm gonna wash my hands, which seems a little bit ridiculous, but I needed to grab my pan. I'm using this broiler pan that came with my oven, and I'm using a small cookie scoop. This holds about 1.5 teaspoons of mixture. I find that I get really uniform meatballs, and for this particular recipe, I find that appetizer size wise, these make the perfect appetizers. I also find that by using the cookie scoop, I don't have to spend as much time forming the meatballs, and it just makes the process a little bit easier for me. I bought this particular cookie scoop at Walmart. I'm not sure if they still have them or not. I'm sure they have some version of these. It was really inexpensive, less than $5. Because my baking sheet here is not large enough to do all of the meatballs, I'm going to stick my meat mixture back in the refrigerator so it doesn't turn bad, and I'm going to take these meatballs to the oven. I've got my oven preheated to 350 degrees, and I'm baking them for 30 minutes. Now that they're totally cooked up, I kind of release them from the pan a little bit. And in order to make these a great appetizer, I'm using my Instant Pot, and I'm going to dump my meatballs in here and pour in some of my Trim Healthy Mama barbecue sauce. I got this recipe from mrscriddleskitchen.com. I'll be sure to link that in the description below. And I set my pressure cooker on slow cook for only about 30 minutes since my meatballs were fresh. If they were frozen, I would have probably let them go for a couple of hours until they were no longer frozen and they were hot. And we're done. The awesome thing about these meatballs is that they are freezer friendly, so whenever you are planning out your menu for Thanksgiving, if you want to make meatballs as an appetizer along with your veggie tray and your cheese platters and those kinds of things, you can go ahead and make the meatballs now, store them in your freezer, and then the day of Thanksgiving, pop them in your Instant Pot with some of your Trim Healthy Mama friendly barbecue sauce and set them to slow cook, and you've got a super easy no-brainer for your appetizers. So I've done mine today with barbecue sauce. I really love the Mrs. Criddle's Kitchen barbecue sauce. She adapted the Trim Healthy Mama ketchup to be a barbecue sauce. Her recipe is fantastic. So I have done that to my meatballs here. They're so good. So good. You could do this, like I said, with my Crockpot Spaghetti Sauce that I make. And I will be sure to link that video. Did I already say that? I might have already said that. So these are a fantastic appetizer option. They're very fast. You can get it done ahead of time. And I think that's the key to a successful day of cooking for Thanksgiving, is having as much done ahead of time as you possibly can. And also clearly, like, allowing other people to bring dishes to Thanksgiving dinner will help you out tremendously. Let me know if you give them a try. Also, I really encourage you to go check out Claire's video. I know she's going to be doing some mushrooms, which sound delicious. She said that those have been a huge hit for her family, and I'm super excited to see her recipe and give them a try myself. I will have that linked up in the iCards. I will have her linked down in my description box. I know you'll go check her out. I know you will. I know you will. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.